What's really happening in the state of West Bengal? Chief Minister of West Bengal has now taken on the agencies. The Central Bureau of Investigation, in fact, is conducting raids across 20 locations in the state. Now, this is in relation to what they're calling it a municipal job scam. Over 60 municipal corporations' names have reportedly come up in the scams. Documents of municipal recruitment have also been seized from one of the accused, that is Ayan Seal's house, who is also a promoter, has already been arrested in the recruitment scam. In fact, when the Enforcement Directorate filed the status report before the court, they said that they stumbled upon what they're calling the municipal recruitment scam during the teachers' recruitment scam. Now, while all of this is actually happening, Chief Minister of West Bengal says that the government is basically trying to cover up as far as the Orissa train tragedy is concerned. And that is the reason why the Central Bureau of Investigation is now focusing on what's happening in West Bengal. How true are these allegations, or is the West Bengal government really on the back foot? Let's not forget, some of their top ministers are now behind bars. And the BJP is now lashing out at the Trinamool Congress. We'll start the trending burning question, but up first, take a look at this report and then we go across to our guests.
CBI conducted raids at multiple locations in West Bengal in connection with its probe into alleged irregularities in recruitment in civic bodies. The central agency conducted surge operations in several municipalities, including South Dumdum, Panihati, Kancharapara, Chinsura and Dumdum. The CBI team also raided the office of the State Urban Development Department in the Salt Lake area, he said. According to the official allegations of cash for jobs had surfaced over appointments of personnel in the civic bodies for which the search operations were taking place.
Previously, we saw the teachers recruitment scam. Now, I'll just point out very specifically, this is about the municipal corporations, municipal boards and recruitment all over that. Today, CBI raids are taking place with the names of the places: Salt Lake, Shantipur, Panihati, Titagor, Baranagar. So there are multiple places where CBI officials are present right now as we speak, and they are opening almiras, they are opening cupboards inside these municipal corporation offices, and they are taking out documents, they are taking out hard disks.
CBI confirmed in a statement that the raids were conducted in connection with irregularities in the recruitment of clerks, sweepers, peons and drivers in various municipalities in West Bengal. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, before I begin the debate, there are a few points that I would like to tell our viewers, because these are certain aspects that our guests, the political guests especially, would be talking about and referring time and again. So let's make this very clear. How did this entire investigation actually begin? Is it some sort of a suo motu case taken up by the Central Bureau of Investigation? No, viewers. What has happened is that the Calcutta High Court had basically stepped in. The order was actually given by the Calcutta High Court to the Central Bureau of Investigation to begin what is now being known as the municipal recruitment scam. Why exactly? Because the Enforcement Directorate filed a status report. And in that status report, they've given full details of how the recruitment in municipal corporations were taking place. We'll get into the details of it, but for both our panelists, one, Professor Monojit Mondal, who leans towards the Trinamool Congress, Mr. Shishir Bajoria, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and Binay Singh, political analyst. Professor Mondal, let's keep it very short and sweet, but also stick to facts. And no rhetoric, please. Now, what has essentially happened, in fact, we'll try and put that out in a short while from now, what Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, had to say with regards to the Central Bureau of Investigation. What I found very astonishing is that someone who holds a constitutional position felt the need to do politicking over a tragedy like Orissa, and then equating that to Pulwama, and finally saying that, look here, there is nothing to be really probed in the state of West Bengal because we are squeaky clean. So you should be... The matter is, Mandal, it turns out that it is not the CBI which is doing it all by itself. It is after the order that has been given by the Calcutta High Court. So why not really accept that?
2014, the Supreme Court ordered investigation of Sharda scam. That was again monitored by Supreme Court, where Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari is one of the principal accused, said by none other than the Sharda chief. He wrote a letter to the magistrate, to the CBI, saying that Shubhendu Adhikari extorted money to the tune of 6 crores just before the arrest of Mr. Sudipto Sen. How many raids the CBI are conducting in Shubhendu Adhikari's place? 2017 again, another Supreme Court directed order, Narda scam, where Shubhendu Adhikari was seen to be taking money. My dear friend Shishir Bajoria is sitting here. They were showing from their Calcutta office how Shubhendu Adhikari was grabbing that notes, that bundle of cash. How many CBI raids are conducted in Shubhendu Adhikari's place so far? The answer is 0. He is not even called in for interrogation. So fact remains, what Mamtadi said is absolutely clear and crystal. The CBI has become the long arm of the BJP, not even the central government, long arm of the BJP to pin down, to nab, and most of the time to malign the TMC leaders in particular and the opposition leaders in general. That is the statistics given by every other, parties in India. Even Supreme Court has come down heavily upon ED.
Okay, I've
while
given
they
you
were
the
doing
time.
investigation against Shivsena leaders,
Professor
Sanjay
Mondal.
Raut, while they were giving out
Professor Mondal, on the expected lines, okay,
so they are
we'll take it. Don't worry. Don't worry. At least, Professor.
politically motivated, politically used, and Mamtadi was barely saying that.
Okay, Professor Mondal, I don't have the habit of cherry picking, and you know that very well. As far as Sharada is concerned, I'll come to that too. Do not worry. And I'll take that to the Bharatiya Janata Party. So if you again, lest you again accuse me, 1 minute. One second. Professor Mondal, the reason why I'm saying this is because I'll come back with a follow-up question and you'll then have to directly answer my question rather than doing the whataboutery. I'm not saying this, what you're saying right now is whataboutery, but this is exactly the response that we get from the Trinamool Congress every time. 1 minute. Professor Mondal, allow me. Have I interrupted you? Have I interrupted you? No, one second. Did I know? Again, you've got it wrong. What I'm saying is something different. Please hear me out full. Otherwise, this is the problem that you'll have. I have no problems as a political opponent to the Bharatiya Janata Party. You are well within your rights to raise this question as far as the status of Sharada scam is concerned. Absolutely fine. And hence, I'll take this question. But then, Professor Mondal, you will have to answer my follow-up question. So for now, let me take this to Mr. Shishir Bajoria. Mr. Bajoria, you'll have to understand this. The opposition parties will always target you, and rightfully so. When it comes to certain investigation, especially when it comes to the Sharada case, let's understand the status of Sharada scam is this, that the plea that was basically filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation has been rejected by the court. And this plea that was filed by the CBI allowed the state police to conduct its probe against the leader of the opposition in the state assembly, Shubhendu Adhikari, for allegedly being a beneficiary in the multi-crore scam. You do not utter a single word when it comes to the Sharada scam. That is the reason why Trinamool Congress will keep harping on the fact that the entire investigation carried out by the CBI is completely biased.
Well, Mr. Sen, let me point out, when you started this debate, it was about CBI raiding the municipal offices today for basically cut money, because this West Bengal government is a cut money government, where my own chief minister in her political party program says, Bangla mein boli mein, I'm saying it in English, do not eat all money alone. Share it with your other colleagues. This is my chief minister's statement on record. We all have a video of it. So what Manojit Babu did was wanting to divert it to Sharda. We'll come to Sharda. But let's look at what happened. This cut money. Cut money in West Bengal happens for everything. giving employment to people in a state where nothing happens, where Chief Minister herself says that other than government Naukri, I have nothing else to give because there's no industry. There also there's cut money. If teachers have to be appointed, there's cut money. If drivers have to be appointed, there's cuts money. If peon, by the way, even Manrega, they shout so much that center has stopped giving us money because my chief minister, she's my chief minister too, Manojit Babu. My chief minister says,
Of course.
do not ask me for expenses. Do not ask me for account. Arey bhai, don't you know that government of India cannot keep sending you money without utilization certificates? No, my chief minister says no, because she knows that there's nothing to give. Now we come to Sarda. Manojit Babu also forgot that there were some people from Trinamool, from his party, who came to BJP. While they were in BJP, the investigation was going on. Investigation on Shubhendu Adhikari is also on. Please don't forget it. But here, your point is why he's not being called. Ask CBI that. Don't ask BJP that question. The problem is why CBI has to visit the municipal corporation offices. Who took that to appoint peons, drivers? You take money. Bhai, kahin to sharam karo.
Can I rebut?
Okay. Mr. Bajoria, you made your point. Both the political panels, political panels have made their point of view. Then let's take the debate a little forward now. Biray Singh, if we see the entire, let me put it this way, the charge sheet against the Trinamool Congress government in West Bengal, it seems the list of scams is only increasing. But what is essentially happening is Professor Mandal is saying that on the one hand, we are open to the idea of being investigated. They said that when Partho Chatterjee was arrested, the party had taken a considerate call and expelled Partho Chatterjee. Thereafter, there have been others, Kuntal Ghosh being the other recent case, and the list goes on. But for the Bharatiya Janata Party, what is essentially happening, Mr. Shishir Bajoria in a passing reference has essentially made a point about the Sharda scam, which is ongoing. In fact, I also wonder sometimes when I saying that why can't the West Bengal police also investigate? Because as I remember, the Kanti police station in Purba Mednipur district has sent a notice to Shubhendu Adhikari. This was on the basis of a letter from the Sharda Group founder and chairman Sudipto Sen. So I don't understand if there is so much of a problem and they believe that the CBI is not doing the job. They have the police there, let them do that. But that's a different aspect altogether. But there is a long list of cases against the Trinamool Congress. The problem here is when the Chief Minister targets the agency, you are basically trying to create a false narrative.
Sawan, when TMC says that BJP is using CBI as a tool, that means that story means CBI plans a scam and make TMC people, TMC leaders do that scam, like coal scam, municipal scam, cattle smuggling scam, SSC recruitment scam, cut money scam. The CBI initially planned these scams and let the TMC leaders do this scam, and later on BJP tells the High Court and the Supreme Court that you order an inquiry and then the CBI comes in. Is that the case? Is that the story what TMC, my fellow panelist is trying to say? You made a scam. You are going to make a Guinness Book of World Record in a scam. And CBI is bound to investigate it. The Supreme Court, the High Court of Kolkata, that is bound to take notice of that, cognizance of that. So what is there? So it is not a forensic, rocket science. If you are committing any scam, be ready to face the heat, be ready to face the investigation. And when the investigation comes in, then you say, Tota hai, Maina hai. And these all are rubbish. It is a simple story. The West Bengal government, I think, they are going to create a world record in scams. You name the department and it is a scam.
No, in fact,
the government itself is a scam. The elections, conducted the way the elections are conducted.
well, in fact,
despite the election commission is the most efficient, institution.
Who is he?
So
No.
From
Come
top
on.
to bottom.
No, if you-
Savan,
No, Professor Mondal, do
Everything is
not
scam over
make
there.
personal remarks. My only thing, say you
No.
may not know
No,
Mr. Vinay
I
Singh.
found it so hilarious. I could
Vinay
have
Singh is an
resist
illustrious.
laughing.
1 minute. Professor Mondal, what I don't like on my shows is making personal remarks against any of my guests.
No.
And as far as
No
Mr. Singh is
personal comment. I
concerned,
enjoyed his-
he's an
I enjoyed his
illustrious
statement. No
gentleman in the
personal
national
comment.
capital with a wide variety of. With a wide
no
range of
personal
research
comment.
papers
I
that has
enjoyed-
already been
I
published.
enjoyed his
So
statement.
let's not make Professor
I enjoyed
Professor
his-
Mondal, no one
No
disrespects you.
No
So let's be
offense,
very
no
clear
offense.
about.
I
Let's
just
stay
had a
clear of
pause.
these kind of personal comments. We are on the final
No,
round
no
now.
offense,
Final
no
round.
offense,
Okay,
no.
let's have the final round of a quick query.
Yes.
Okay, quick query now. We finished the Sharoda round. Let's now look into the municipal corporation scam round, and we'll have both the panelists making the final comment. I just want to make one small intervention here. Professor Mondal, the Calcutta High Court, none other than the Calcutta High Court, and I think so all of us here on this show have deep respect for our judiciary, and I'm sure Professor Mondal, as a learned person, you would also have equal amount of respect for the Calcutta High Court.
Of course.
Keeping that in mind,
Of course.
Professor
Goes
Mondal,
without
when the
saying.
Calcutta High Court says that it is for the state's own advantage that the municipal scam should be probed, the probe should be carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation, then I understand that either you are holding the court in contempt or you simply do not care about the judiciary too, because you may have your problems with the CBI and you may continue doing so. But the fact of the matter is, this is being instructed by the court. Now, please respond to that.
We have highest regards for the courts, whether it's the lower courts, the High Court or the Supreme Court of India. But the courts are not investigating. The investigations are done by the Central Bureau of Investigation, which has now become the BJP Bureau of Investigation. As simple as that. There lies the problem. When I was talking about Sharda and Narda, I was just hinting at the humongous failure of this organization.
So why don't you quickly just in this entire debate,
again,
Professor Mondal, I hate to interject. Professor Mondal, I hate to interrupt, but I allowed you and I allowed Mr. Bajoria also.
Yes.
I allowed both of you, both are my political guests, to have equal amount of time. But can I get at least one response? Can I get at least? Can I at least get one response on the municipal recruitment scam? Just one response, please.
Where is the scam? I want to understand where is the scam. Is there any FIR against any particular person regarding the municipal scam? We so far know that there is a teaching recruitment scam. For God's sake, the Katmani Sarkar was actually the Karnataka Sarkar. And people have
Mr.
thrown it
Bajoria,
out.
since I'm
And
running
Mr.
out of time,
Bajoria
you are saying there is no scam. I got you. The crux of it, Professor Mondal, the crux of your argument, Professor Mondal, I don't have the time, otherwise I would have allowed you to continue. Okay, Professor Mondal, understand
can I come in?
Please understand.
For the sake of time, can I come in?
Want of time, I could have allowed this, but Mr. Bajoria, what Professor Mondal said, where is the scam? Simple question, where is the scam? Let's end the debate with that answer.
My dear friend Manojit Mandalji has today actually challenged the wisdom and the majesty of Calcutta High Court. Calcutta High Court has ordered the probe, that CBI should probe. By raising, he's actually challenged the majesty and the wisdom of the Calcutta High Court. Manojit Babu, please think before you speak.
Please,
I know you're under
words.
Tremendous mental pressure. But the thing is this, let me speak. I did not interrupt you, Manojit Babu, I did not interrupt you.
You can't distort.
Okay, Professor Mondal, Professor Mondal, don't do that.
Please, Manojit Babu,
Mr. Bajoria, just quickly if you can make your point, because I just want to give a 20-seconder to Vinay Singh also.
Very quickly, let me tell you, this scam, who brought it on themselves? He's saying, where is the scam? Because the teachers, the scam, they now admit because 50 crores cash mountain was found in 2,000 rupee notes. That is why they have no other option. But the scam after scam, they got rid of Partho Chatterjee. Please let me speak. They got rid of Partho Chatterjee.
Gentlemen, both of you.
Could they do anything
20 seconds, Vinay Singh.
Could they do anything?
Vinay Singh. Okay, we've got both of you have responded. Where is the scam? And Mr. Bajoria has responded to that.
Dilip
Final word
Ghosh's
to
friend,
Binay Singh.
he
Binay
was
Singh,
found in his
the
house.
fact of the matter is this.
Shravan.
Now, just for the semblance of, impartiality. No, 1 minute. For the sense of impartiality, don't you think somewhere down the line, if the Central Bureau of Investigation would have also acted with some alacrity as far as Sharada is concerned, probably it would have been easier for them to continue with any other investigation against any of the opposition leaders. And there could be some fair argument on that. One quick word from you, Binay, and then we end the debate.
Shravan, the bottom line of this debate is that there are several institutions to check each other. And these institutions make this country. And
Right.
even the state government is also an institution. And it is also subject to checks and cross-checks. So nobody is free. Even the courts are not free. They are subject to checks and cross-checks. And this makes a vibrant democracy. And nobody is going free. Nobody can commit a crime and they can walk free.
Okay, let's hope
Anybody.
let's hope there is no cherry picking when it comes to these cases, because at the end of the day, certainly public has had enough with corruption in our country, and I think so everyone should actually make that effort to bring an end to this menace. Thank you very much, Mr. Shishir Bajoria, Binay Singh, as well as Professor Bundle for joining us on the trending burning question. On the other side, the big debate coming up with Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami.
...128 kilometers per hour, when he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues.
What we have essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed, or the line has been cleared or not. There are multiple questions that one will have to answer right now in terms of whether at all there has been some sort of a system failure, whether at all there have been some changes that have been made. But if you've heard it from the officers here who've been handling this, they say that it's almost next to impossible that when there is already a train that is there on one line, changing it and bringing the other train to the same very track is extremely difficult.
How, why and where the accident happened. We are at the tracks. All the bogies that derailed have been cleared here. This is the loop line, and this is where the goods train was parked on the other side. And the train which was supposed to pass through the main line went into the loop line, and that's what the railway minister is saying, that the point system was changed. Electronic interlocking, that is the reason why this happened. Criminal activity, perhaps for the first time since this has happened. So he goes into details of the point machine and the settings of the point machine that was perhaps changed, and that they're looking into who did it, why they did it, and when it was done. And that's the focus. 128 kilometers per hour, when he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues.
What we have essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed, or the line has been cleared or not. There are multiple questions that one will have to answer right now in terms of whether at all there has been some sort of a system failure, whether at all there have been some changes that have been made. But if you've heard it from the officers here who've been handling this, they say that it's almost next to impossible that when there is already a train that is there on one line, changing it and bringing the other train to the same very track is extremely difficult.
how, why and where the accident happened. We are at the tracks. All the bogies that derailed have been cleared here. This is the loop line and this is where the goods train was parked on the other side. And the train which was supposed to pass through the main line went into the loop line, and that's what the railway minister is saying, that the point system was changed. Electronic interlocking, that is the reason why this happened. Criminal activity perhaps for the first time since this has happened. So he goes into details of the point machine and the settings of the point machine that was perhaps changed, and that they're looking into who did it, why they did it and when it was done. And that's the focus. 128 kilometers per hour. When he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues. 128 kilometers per hour. When he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues.
'What we've essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed or the line has been cleared or not. There are multiple questions that one will have to answer right now in terms of whether at all there has been some sort of a system failure, whether at all there have been some changes that have been made. But if you've heard it from the officers here who've been handling this, they say that it's almost next to impossible that when there is already a train that is there on one line, changing it and bringing the other train to the same very track is extremely difficult.
Protests put on hold. Can Cup still provoke?
खिलाड़ियों ने कहा है कि वो चाहते हैं कि 15 जून तक चार्जशीट दायर हो और वो भी अपना कोई भी इस पर प्रदर्शन या उनसे जुड़े हुए कोई भी संगठन उनके समर्थक हैं वो भी कोई प्रदर्शन नहीं करेंगे और उन सबको भी इस बातचीत से अवगत कराएंगे.
Big debate after government wrestlers reach agreement. Arnab debates at 9 p.m.
Republic TV has been number one for the last 6 years. We've reported some of the biggest stories that matter. We have changed the face of Indian television journalism, and now we are about to do the same on digital. Republic on digital this July.
Nitish to hold opposition meeting on June 23rd. Will opposition unite ahead of 2024? Can the opposition cobble up an alliance? Debating tonight at 10 p.m.
Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. In partnership with Mind Super App and Beyond.
Good evening. Today there was 7 hours of successful negotiations between the wrestlers and the government directly. No middlemen. And after that, the wrestlers announced once again, that they had called off their protest for now. Now this has left the politicians and the Lutyens media that has been egging them on very disheartened. For they felt that in this issue, this one issue, and the emotional appeal of the protest, they would find a worthy political cause to plan a Shaheen Bagh type national agitation, and I can understand their disappointment. I know that these political media had rehearsed and reverse engineered this case to perfection. They thought that they had planned to vulturize the wrestlers' cause for their pre-2024 politics. But now I must request them to stop it. Just stop it. Leave the wrestlers at peace, for God's sake. For the fact is that the wrestlers have rejected these journalistic and political middlemen, and the wrestlers have instead entered into very serious negotiations very successfully with the government directly, and which is good. And the fact is that the government at the highest level has spoken to them, listened to them, and responded to them. For this case cannot be allowed anymore to simmer on as a political tamasha, with some media people enjoying it, saying dangle this, dangle that, political dangle. What nonsense! There is no dangle. Who's asking for a dangle? This is not a dangle, this is not a tamasha, this was a protest. And the wrestlers are talking to the government directly. Good. If the wrestlers wanted these wannabe Radia types to lobby for them, they would have asked for them to do so. But they have not. They have entered into the negotiations with the government directly. So these crocodile tears from the Khan Market gang are not needed. For the wrestlers' protest is over. And all we need to do at Republic is one sharp and one final debate to send the message home. That's debate number 1 tonight. It's over, it's over, the protest is over. There is no need for a dangle this and dangle that. There's going to be no political dangle on this. Debate number 2 tonight. They're all meeting on the 23rd in Patna. But can there be a pre-election alliance? If there's none, then this is a photo op. Debate number 3 tonight. And debate number 3 this evening. What's with an Aurangzeb League in India? Aurangzeb the bigot being posterized by some. That's debate number 3. And here are the headlines this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight.
लगभग 6 घंटे चली इस बैठक में खिलाड़ियों ने कहा है कि वो चाहते हैं कि 15 जून तक चार्जशीट दायर हो और वो भी अपना कोई भी प्रदर्शन नहीं करेंगे.
In a 7-hour-long meeting, the government assures wrestlers that the protest which has been going on for months now is finally coming to an end. The wrestlers call off the protest for now. With assurances on their demands, the wrestlers halt the protest. Will the political dangle also end now? At least 12 opposition leaders confirm attendance for the meeting hosted by Nitish on June 23rd. Nitish Kumar for PM or opposition unity mission. Is a pre-poll alliance possible?
अगर महाराष्ट्र में कानून व्यवस्था खराब हो और महाराष्ट्र का नाम खराब हो ये करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, ये भी हम ढूंढ के निकालेंगे।
Tension in Maharashtra's Kolhapur after alleged provocation by the Aurangzeb League. And Mukhtar Ansari says shot dead inside a Lucknow courtroom. Yogi orders an investigation. And ladies and gentlemen, the protesting wrestlers met Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur this afternoon and met him for 7 long hours. And the good news is that they have been completely assured on their 5 demands. With a solution formalized, the wrestler protest is officially over now. So those who were latching on to these protests to resurrect themselves have been left high and dry. Let's debate.
After 6-hour meeting,
सरकार ने हमें बोला कि 15 तारीख तक जो पुलिस की जो कार्रवाई चल रही है उसको तेजी से 15 तारीख तक हम 15 तारीख तक का समय दीजिए और हम उसको पूरा कर देंगे। जो 28 तारीख को जो घटना हुई थी, जो लड़कियों को सड़क पे पुलिस के द्वारा जिस तरह से रौंदा गया था, तो उस पर जो एफआईआर दर्ज भी हमारे ऊपर हुई है, तो उन्होंने बोला कि भाई वो एफआईआर भी हम वापस ले लेंगे।
a mutual agreement has been reached.
लगभग 6 घंटे चली इस बैठक में और रेसलिंग फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया का चुनाव 30 जून तक किया जाए और उसकी अध्यक्षता कोई महिला करे। और खिलाड़ियों ने कहा है कि वो चाहते हैं कि 15 जून तक चार्जशीट दायर हो और वो भी अपना कोई भी इस पर प्रदर्शन या उनसे जुड़े हुए कोई भी संगठन उनके समर्थक हैं वो भी कोई प्रदर्शन नहीं करेंगे।
The protests have been put on halt and wrestlers have resumed duties. Champions and former sportspersons have been warning against political interference.
ये तो प्रोटेस्ट जो है ये पहलवानों का है, रेसल का है, बट बाकी सब पार्टियां इसमें एंटर कर गई हैं। ये इसके बारे में मेरे को कोई इतनी समझ नहीं आती, क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूं कि ये जो हमारे रेसलर भाई हैं ये अपना मुद्दा अपने आप सॉल्व कराएं या गवर्नमेंट के साथ मिलकर, ना कि जब दूसरी पार्टियां एंटर कर जाती हैं तो फिर ये पॉलिटिकल मुद्दा बन जाता है।
But will the clubs giving June 9th ultimatums back off?
ये सरकार को 9 तारीख तक का टाइम है, वो बातचीत से ऐसे मामले को समाधान करें, उनकी गिरफ्तारी हो, और नहीं तो 9 तारीख में इन बच्चों को वहां पे जंतर मंतर पे बैठाने लेकर जाएंगे।
Will the politicians holding solidarity dharnas a press pause?
मैं उसको रिक्वेस्ट करने चाहूंगी कि आप लड़ाई छोड़ो मत। ये जिंदगी का लड़ाई है, सोच का लड़ाई है।
Will those who were sniffing an opportunity to create another Shaheen Bagh stop?
जब रोज अखबार आता था तो ये बेचैनी रहती थी, क्या खबर आई है। कहीं प्रशासन ने हमारे लोगों को सता के भगाता तो नहीं दिया, कहीं प्रशासन ने हमारी बहनों में लाठीचार्ज तो नहीं कर दिया, मगर आपकी ईमानदारी, आपकी सच्चाई, आपकी मेहनत की वजह से आज कम से कम 1000 शाहीन बाग हो चुके हैं देश में।
जब ये बच्चे यहीं हैं उनसे 7-8 किलोमीटर पे, तो आज इनके आंसू ये खुले आसमान में सो रहे हैं, इनकी बिजली पानी काट दी जा रही। आज सरकार को क्यों नहीं दिखाई दे रहा, आज प्राइम मिनिस्टर को क्यों नहीं दिखाई दे रहा? इसका स्पष्ट मतलब ये है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर सुनना नहीं चाहते।
The wrestlers' protest cannot be used as a vehicle for 2024.
खिलाड़ियों को गलत तरीके से यूज किया गया है, उनको मिसयूज किया गया है, उनके कंधे पे बंदूक रख के चलाई गई है, और इसका सबसे बड़ा उदाहरण आपने कल देखा होगा।
It's time to end the politics. Let's debate.
Now, who wants a wrestling match out of this? Who wants a dangal? Certain media groups have been very excited about this. This is going to be a big dangal. This is going to be a big protest. We must use this. We must use the wrestlers. We must make this opportunity for a nationwide protest. We must march into Delhi. We must protest at the Red Fort. We must have another Shaheen Bagh. We must have another farmers' protest. Don't let go of the opportunity. Isse acha mauka nahi milega. It's an emotional issue. But did you notice Priyanka Kakkar? Did you notice something? The wrestlers don't want you. They're talking directly to the government, Savio. You saw that, Savio? 7-hour-long conversation today. It was so wonderful, this direct negotiation that's going on with the government successfully reaching a settlement with the wrestlers. This is so good, Riju, Savio, Rajlakshmi. We should all celebrate this. Amitabh Sinha, right? As Ramesh Sabarwal. But I don't understand, Raman Malik. The more success there is in the negotiations, the more disheartened, these people who want to make a tamasha out of this, a political tamasha out of this. And Sunita Godara, I don't like that. This cannot be politicized. The issue is over. We should all welcome it. And that's why I said one final debate I'll do. Iske baad, let them go back to work. Let the protest is over. There's no point dragging it, is there? Sunita Godara, is there any point dragging this anymore?
See, the protest cannot be lifelong,
Yeah.
The issue raised and it has gone to the public, it has gone everywhere, even in the International Olympic Committee. So now it has to be resolved.
Yeah.
Either government does it or the court does it. Wherever it has to be resolved. Government can do it as a fast court with the sports law. And Mr. Anurag Thakur himself wanted a bill, Sports Commission, National Sports Commission in 2016. He put that in Parliament. So if even now there is a chance, he said 1 week, very good. In 2 days he can make a panel, disciplinary panel, where the judge will sit with 2 eminent sports person with law knowledge. And this person who is now roaming around openly and so many allegations are on him, he can be barred from sports. No jail, nothing. First, shame the man and bar him from sports, which our sports law demands,
Yeah, you see, now what happens here,
very fast and then court will take its own course. The law will take its own course.
Yeah, no, as you are aware, and by the way, those who are not very familiar with Hindi are asking me, what is the meaning of dangal? Well, dangal means a wrestling arena. And in the context of this debate, Priyanka, I refer to it as a political wrestling arena. You wanted a political wrestling arena. It's not happening. These are very, very serious commitments made by the government, which actually go beyond what was asked for by the wrestlers. Every single demand has been looked at. You should say, thank you very much. It's over. We should not get in between the wrestlers and the, and the government. They have sorted the issue. The demands have been accepted. Very good. Now let's move on. You can't use the wrestlers anymore, Priyanka. And if you use the wrestlers further from here, then the question will be on you. Good evening to you. You see, these are serious commitments. I think you're going to have to find some other issue to do a Shaheen Bagh, not this one.
I take objection to the way you presented this. It was against the injustice that we were fighting, Arnabji. You will recall that such a meeting happened in January as well. That meeting also, there were ashwasans given and the protest was broken. It is the same minister who chaired the meeting today, attended the meeting previously and could not handle the issue. To me, it appears that they somehow want the 90-day statutory period of the charge sheet being filed to end so that the accused can get a statutory bail. So that is one thing. And when you speak about, see, this is a recurrent issue within Bhajpa. You will see the BCCI president admitting to be in honey trap today. So it's a recurring issue. We don't want to politicize anything, but it just so happens that this government protects, shields and honors people who are anti-women. It has come to light time and again. It is for all to see.
No, you seem genuinely unhappy that the matter is being resolved. Raman Malik has raised his hand. Amitabh Sinha is already responding. Can we have him on the left?
Of course not. Why
you seem unhappy. I don't know why you're unhappy, but you're unhappy. But you're really unhappy.
I will be until the accused is behind bars. As a woman, I'll be unhappy.
Arnab, if she's a woman and she's unhappy, why is she there with the party which makes the farzi ration cards and the whole scam of ration cards and the CDs and everything? Now, the point is, this is the same party where she's representing who gave Silai machines to Nirbhaya. So don't go on to those tracks which you cannot handle, Priyanka. It would be advisable for you. The whole point is, Arnab, the whole point is one must understand that the wrestling issue is different from the political slugfest that they wanted to make. Their particular ideas for making basis for 2024
Sir,
elections
why do you have a POXO
have
accused as
been
your WFI president?
time and again been flattered. Now the point is, every point, if there is agitation for the farmers, if there is agitation for a CAA bill or anything, every time they want, there is only one thing: oh, this is anti-people, this is anti-democracy. And the best part is that the whole agenda that they are driven by Soroses and the ISIs of the world and other people, they got slapped in the White House press conference. So let's keep that away for a minute. But come back to this main point. The point is that the sports ministry and the wrestlers had a word today. Let them do whatever they have to, because the issue is
exactly. You see, I think it's
problems, and it has to be held and adjudicated under the law of the land.
I'll come to a larger point here, Mr. Sabharwal and Riju and everyone. You see, we understand where you're coming from, and all I want to say, Mr. Sabharwal, to you, if you want to create civil unrest in the country, I repeat, if basically what you want to do is that you want a riot-like situation in the country, you want a Shaheen Bagh in the country before 2024, you want a farmers' agitation type situation, and you're really unhappy that everything is okay, and if you want an opportunity to create civil unrest in the country, and because of that, you do a political fishing expedition, then you are like vultures. You're like vultures trying to exploit a genuine protest by the wrestlers. Don't do that, Mr. Sabharwal. Don't have this vulture-like mentality. The wrestlers don't want you. The wrestlers cannot be used by you. The wrestlers have rejected you. Don't use them. You want to create an award wapsi movement over this. It has failed. Mr. Sabharwal, give up. Mr. Sabharwal, please give up. Please tell all the politicians to stop trying to make this a massive Netagiri issue. You have been rejected. The wrestlers have entered into direct negotiations with the government and they've been successful. They don't want you. They don't want you, Mr. Sabharwal.
Why are you blaming us? Why are you blaming us?
I'm not blaming you.
We are not going
I'm
there.
advising
Please
you.
Listen to me. Please listen to me. No, there's no need for advice also. We are so...
but why are you looking so unhappy on a day you should be happy? The matter has been resolved.
No, I'm not happy. I'm happy. I'm happy.
You are not looking happy to me.
These sportsmen
you are looking unhappy to me.
No, I am happy today because...
Yeah, sure, you are looking very happy today.
I congratulate the sportsmen that they won the battle. At least the government of India has started the negotiation with them, talking with them, they're realizing their problems. I congratulate the sportsman spirit, which the wrestlers were sitting on the dharna since last so many months. It's an international issue. And I thankful to the government also.
It's an issue which has been resolved. That. You want an international issue.
The wrestlers should get the justice. I'm very... No. It's an international issue because the Olympians are sitting there. Now it's good that at least the government of India has taken the initiative. We are thankful to them, but we congratulate on the other side to the sportsmen that they got the justice.
You are using them.
That they will get a justice before 15th of June.
You are using them.
No, we are never.
You are using them. You don't even feel bad for using them.
My constancy. They were sitting in my constancy. They were sitting in my constancy. I only because we don't want to politicalize them.
Of course you are politicizing it.
We don't want to politicalize that. No, why should we do that?
Amitabh Sinha.
No, why should we do that?
Yes.
No. When they were not getting, getting justice. Now they're getting justice.
I want to tell you on this prestigious channel that my points have been vindicated, which I was raising right from the first day, that justice in this India cannot be arrived or achieved through arm twisting tactics and through street. So this is a proper legal process, and negotiations also are part of legal process. So if mediation is there or some negotiations are there, this is the most welcoming situation. And I was telling from the first day
that such type of thing should be required, but these political, vultures, you have very rightly called them, they try to misuse them, and generally artists and players, they are innocent people. They are innocent, and these people have taken over and used the situation like that toolkit gang, and this toolkit gang actually.
No,
No,
this is absolutely a toolkit case. No, Sabharwal ji, ये बिल्कुल toolkit case है. और मैं आपको, I want to tell you, ये जो award वापसी movement था, ये 1 minute.
Last week you took the initiative. I
have taken the initiative, but unlike you, I'm not trying to use the wrestlers, sir. Sir, Mr. Sabharwal, I'll show you a visual from Haridwar. I would like to show you a visual from Haridwar. Full frame on the screen, please. When the wrestlers were on the banks of the river Ganga with their medals in their hand, holding their medals like this, and almost weeping and crying out there, did you not see the pictures there? Do you care? I'd like to run the pictures full frame. And I want to tell you, don't try to use the emotions of these wrestlers, sir. I have the pictures from Haridwar. Can I pull them up? Full frame, please. And my question is this, if you're watching tonight, watch these pictures. Do you not feel bad? You were egging them on. The netas were pushing the wrestlers कि जाके अपने medals गंगा में डुबा दो. तभी इसको हाई प्रोफाइल बना पाएंगे, तभी इस पे पॉलिटिक्स कर पाएंगे. Did you not feel bad, Mr. Sabharwal? Did you not feel bad, Priyanka, when these wrestlers on the banks of the river Ganga weeping with their medals in hand for which they trained for years? Did Riju Datta sacrifice to get the medals? Did Riju Datta work for the 2016 Summer Olympics to train them to win the bronze medal at the Olympics as Sakshi Malik did? Did you not feel bad, Priyanka, for making them go to Haridwar with their medals? No, I'm sorry.
Who forced them?
You were forcing them.
Who gave them?
All of you people were forcing them.
We've never.
Of course you were forcing them.
You germinated the idea.
No. The BJP government.
You guys germinated the idea.
The present government. Why should
you guys were feeding them the idea?
No. Why should we do?
And the accused gets default bail.
You आप तो गलती भी करोगे और blame भी हमारे पे डालोगे.
All these points. I am telling you, this 90 days, concept. This Madam Priyanka, Madam is raising. I don't understand. This 90-day period is after.
The problem is that they are not happy that it's getting resolved.
Amitabh is speaking. Yeah, Amitabh, continue, please.
Yeah, please. This 90 days,
let's hope
fact is not.
Let's go to the court.
With the FIR.
इनको बुद्धि आए, BJP वालों को बुद्धि आए.
Charge sheet. And number two, see that they have arrived at that meeting that the charge sheet should be filed, not the arrest. See, charge sheet is different. If the charge sheet has some proper evidence,
if you don't file the charge sheet before 28th of June, he cannot be arrested.
That is not your issue. You have no locus on the issue, Priyanka.
Not at all.
Don't try to take over the protest.
Injustice. It took 45 days.
1 minute.
You just
Raj Lakshmi days for this government to sit again after a lot of
small
pressure
lawyer, any junior lawyer also, he will tell you that CRPC gives some different positioning. You are completely ignorant. You don't know anything about
Savio and Raj Lakshmi on the left, please.
Tenure ends automatically. Now they are been assured that he will not be contesting. How can he contest? He's finished his term already. He's finished his 4-year terms already.
That is none of your business. See, Priyanka. See, Priyanka, I want to tell you this.
So these are the assurances that are given.
Priyanka, the fact is, Priyanka, listen. I think what you have done is very bad, and I'd like you to understand this. That what you have done, what Riju have done, what all political parties have done is try to take over the wrestlers' protest.
It's very bad.
And it is very bad.
Days because of our pressure.
No, because I'll tell you this. You see, the politicians, the so-called Shaheen Bagh leaders, the farm protest leaders who were trying to use the wrestlers' protest.
Please don't brand us, and
you have been shunned. Okay. Let me ask you this. Let me ask a very 1 minute. Raj Lakshmi, please wait. Riju, have you not been completely shunned? If the wrestlers wanted your help, they would have asked you for it. They're completely capable people, and they are the ones who have been sweating to win the medals. They are the ones who are having direct negotiations with the government. They have had 2 rounds of direct negotiations. They have gone to work, and you are fully aware of the fact that however much you may try to focus on this, the focus will still be on the School Service Commission scam in Bengal. The focus will still be on Liquorgate in Delhi. You see, the focus will still be on those issues. You can't distract attention by using this issue, Riju. You wanted a distraction, but this can't be a distraction.
Thank you. Now let me state the facts rather than going into the usual gimmicks that is a part of this panel. Now I am going to state the facts. Now, can I finish, please, madam? The facts are these, that these golden girls are Olympic gold medal winners. When they won their gold medals, they were hosted in a grand dinner by none other than the Prime Minister Modi himself. And it is also a fact that in one of the FIRs filed, one of the wrestlers has mentioned PM Modi by name and stated that 2 years ago, I have informed the Honorable Prime Minister that we were sexually harassed and molested by Brij Bhushan Saran Singh. So it took 2 years for them. It took 2 years, like we have not shed our, blood, our sweat for winning those medals. Arnab Goswami, you or nobody else has faced.
No, what is, one minute. Let him finish. Rajlakshmi, Raman, please wait. Raman, let him complete. You can object after that.
And then now,
Riju can complete. I'm letting him complete. Raman, I'm letting him complete.
And now, after everything has come out in the open, when the Sengal was installed in the parliament, when the Temple of Democracy was inaugurated, 1 kilometer away, these girls were dragged on the streets of Delhi by Delhi police. So we have seen all the visuals. We stand by them for their support. We stand by them because we believe they have won the battle, they have not won the war. Let's see what happens till 15th of June. Brij Bhushan Saran Singh is a POCSO accused. How is he being roaming around freely? If me or any of the viewers of Republic TV has been POCSO accused, we would have been behind bars within 1 hour. Brij Bhushan Saran Singh attended the inauguration of the parliament. How? Which law? I do not know. So the coverage is not for railways. The coverage is not for the people who have lost their lives, but there is a coverage for Brij Bhushan Saran Singh.
Okay, I have a...
Let him be arrested. Let law takes in course and let all the wrestlers be rewarded.
First of all,
that's all. They should get their justice.
First of all, I have always said that the sexual harassment allegations must be investigated. I have said so very clearly. There cannot be a clean chit to Brij Bhushan. Justice must come as per the process of the law. The law must reach its logical end. That's the only way to resolve the issue, Riju. If you want to paradrop on the issue, and I find that on this, there was a paradropping by Kejriwal and the Congress between the 23rd and 25th of April. 23rd and 25th of April, and then by a sit-in by Mamata Banerjee. It was very well planned. I appreciate the effort that you took to rehearse this. But at some point, it is not your protest. It is their protest. You can't cannibalize it beyond a point.
It is the duty of the opposition to support the Indian citizens who have been harassed.
If you are asked to, if they want you to, you are not a principal to the issue. The principals are talking. You are not party to the issue.
Why do not you ask the question to Mr. Why do not you ask the question to Mr. Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister, that why he did not take action when 2 years ago these same wrestlers objected to him? I will go to my Pradhan Mantri and say, Sir, मेरे को मार रहे हैं. अगर वो नहीं बचाएंगे मुझे तो कौन बचाएगा? Please understand this. Forget Trinamool, forget AAP, forget every political party. They complained to Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi.
No, I find it absurd. I find it absurd that an educated person like Riju wants the Prime Minister of India to intervene in a case in which a complaint also has not been registered. The complaint was registered now.
A POCSO case.
Now, it has not been held in abeyance And the Prime Minister is not holding the POCSO case back. What are you talking about? You can't, you see, you've got to understand the process of law. Without a complaint, without an FIR, nobody can intervene. You can't and I can't.
If you think your viewers will believe this,
I agree.
Okay, 1 minute.
Viewers decide who's right, who's wrong.
Yeah, Raj Lakshmi and then Savio is on the debate. But I just like to say, please be happy. Riju, smile. The case is being resolved.
Arnab, Riju Datta is not going to be happy. He's definitely not going to be happy.
Justice.
You know, his party is definitely acting like vultures. You use the absolute right word. These people did not have the wherewithal to actually give them the proper advice as to how to go ahead. They only gave the advice. Mr. Riju Datta, just keep quiet. They just advise them to go and throw the medicine in the Ganga on a day when it will be most crowded. And today, I just want to tell you what is the tweet of Ms. Mahua Moitra of the TMC. She says that she says today that who is Mr. Amit Shah to intervene in this matter, and that he is acting like a khap panchayat. Now she is okay with the khap panchayat, the actual khap panchayat being a part of all of this tamasha, and she does not want the Home Minister of the country to intervene and help resolve this matter. He is not asking them to bury the matter. The government is keen to investigate. The government is keen to take action. The government wants to resolve the matter.
Madam, the government
want
is
to keep
keen,
it going.
Just tell me one thing. Who is accountable for the death of 288 plus people?
She is telling him that he is not a khap panchayat, but she wants the actual khap panchayat to be a part of it. Shame on you, Mr. Riju Datta. You don't want it to end. You should ask the khap panchayat to go away from there, because they are the people who have always been against the girls. They have never supported girls. Today they are there only because it solves their political interests.
You as a woman should be ashamed of yourself that you are protecting a POCSO accused.
Vultures. You don't want the matter to be resolved.
You are
why she has treated this way. How can she quit Amit Shah ji, the Home Minister of the country, with the khap panchayat? How can she do that? What is the business of Mr. Rakesh Tikait in this case? Why does he have to come into the picture? These people
Priyanka, Tankar is on the debate. Priyanka.
These people who have held the whole country to ransom. They want to hold the protest just as an excuse.
That this lady is advocating a POCSO accused should not have been arrested till now, and she's defending that stand of the government.
I'm not giving a clean chit to the person. I'm asking to resolve the matter. You people want to keep it going.
The meaning of sexual offences against children.
You don't want to resolve the matter. You want to keep the protest going. You don't want to give them
defending a person who has
recorded in front of the
1 minute.
Magistrate. POCSO Act is not applicable. Why these people are trying to misguide the entire country? So this is absurd charge. POCSO Act is not applicable. That girl is not a minor. That girl is not a minor. What absurd you are talking? No, I'm sorry. I am sorry, POCSO Act is not applicable.
वापस नहीं लिया गया. झूठ बोलना बंद करें.
You don't want to
164 स्टेटमेंट आया है. आप देश को गुमराह मत करिए. वो लड़की बालिग है, नाबालिग नहीं है. आप लोगों ने उसको गलाया है. You people have misused the situation.
डिसाइड करने वाले सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने प्रोटेक्शन दी है माइनर को. Shame on you. Shame on you.
This person is a criminal. He is a bigger criminal than which
Raman and Amita. 1 minute. You see, I'll tell you, Priyanka, 1 second. First of all, calm down, Priyanka and Riju. This is not way. 1 minute. Okay, now. 1 minute. Priyanka, listen. Priyanka and Riju, listen to me now. Listen to me now, Riju. Listen to me now, Riju. Listen to me. I'm responding to you, please. Thank you. My point is, do you want a solution to this, or do you want to drag this, Riju? Do you want a solution?
How can this idiot say that?
Who are you calling an idiot?
Solution should have been done.
How can this idiot say that?
Who did you call an idiot?
Me.
This meeting happened in January.
No. 1 minute. The point is, first of all, Riju, there's no need for you to call Amitabh Sinha an idiot. He has not given you such a compliment.
That is the solution.
No,
you cannot say that. No, the girl is 16 years old, Damdam. Have a heart.
No.
Be a human being. The girl is 16 years
your
old.
pain.
She gave a recorded statement in front of a judge.
Your entire game has
This fellow is coming on your national platform.
You and your
He's
Mamata
using
Banerjee.
the Republic platform.
You are not concerned about all the rapes which is happening in Bengal.
Millions of people are watching this platform.
All rapes which is happening in Bengal, you are not bothered about that. And you are
This fellow is misusing the
more
Republic
concerned
platform
about
to spread
crime
fake
which has
news.
not happened. Because of your political roti, it is not possible to say for the political roti. You people are vultures. तुम लोग गिद्ध हो, और this situation will never. This entire situation has exposed you people. Exposed you people. See that girl, don't drag and misuse her innocence.
Don't lie. You are lying. How do you know? Uncle है उसके. पिताजी है उसके.
Have you got an imbecilic idiot on your show?
Just wait.
Arnab, have you got an imbecilic idiot on your show who does not know how to play?
I don't want, I'm telling all these panelists, I'm telling everyone, use of the word imbecile, idiot, gadha, not required on the debate. I just want to tell you one thing, just hold on for a minute, please. Can I please, for God's sake? Amitabh, now you got to also let me, please. Amitabh, please. Amitabh, please. Amitabh, please. Amitabh, please. I tell you, okay, I'll edit out those words in the repeat of the program, okay? Now, I will edit those words. But Riju, you don't have to do this. Riju, you can argue better than that, Riju. You can argue better than that. Please restrain yourself. I request you, restrain your words.
You chosen the words.
Yeah, people are watching. Riju, people are watching.
He is completely frustrated or now. And this is the clear indication the entire gang of this toolkit gang is frustrated miserably because their entire game.
Okay, now 1 minute, Amitabh and Riju. Amitabh, if you've asked me a question, I'm responding to you. And if you may, please, it'll take you about 27 seconds to listen to me. Listen. These are firm commitments made by the government. I don't know if Savio is back. Is he back? I don't know. But as far as I know, these are firm commitments. Let me tell you that the government has said that the charge sheet will be filed by 15th June. 1. Secondly, all the demands of the wrestlers have been accepted. Okay? The cases against the wrestlers, all of them will be withdrawn as demanded by them. They have accepted the demand to have an internal complaints committee, and also said that the internal complaints committee will only be headed by a woman. They have accepted the demand to not just isolate Brij Bhushan, but to not allow Brij Bhushan's associates, which also means family members, to participate in the WFI election on 30th of June. The government has resolved the issue of the pending elections in the WFI through the talks. So there is a process through which Brij Bhushan has been removed. Now what do you want? You don't want this to be over. मुझे एक ही लग रहा है, Savio, they don't want this to be over. ये चलना चाहिए. This should carry on till May 2024. एक शाहीन बाग हो जाए इस पर.
They want the conflict and crisis to continue. They want people to feel afraid of the government, but the government has nipped it in the bud and has decided to resolve the issue with the sports people. And that is important. The important is resolving the concerns. And the government has decided to do that. So why is the opposition having a problem with it? Don't they want the issue resolved? The sports people had a concern. The government has now decided to resolve that concern. They should be happy, but they are not.
That's Savio.
The whole idea is to create tension in society.
I said Sabarwal is responding.
We
are very happy.
Sabarwal and Riju.
To use the sports people to create an
Let's hope they should get justice.
Resolve the issue.
Let's hope they should get justice.
The government wants to resolve the issue.
It's good.
The sports people want to resolve the issue. Why do you not want the issue resolved?
Let's hope.
Let's hope, na. Let's hope, Baba.
No, good.
I believe
you
it will
want
get
this,
resolved.
you're good.
I believe
Let
it
them
will
get
get
justice.
resolved.
God has given them.
believe it will
God has
get
given them
resolved.
wisdom.
I believe
God has given them wisdom.
Sinha says
BJP got a wisdom today.
should be arrested with
Arnab, you took an initiative last week for this issue.
Why do you not want it resolved? Answer the question. Why do you not want it resolved? The government has made us get to resolve it.
We want that. Everybody wants that. Every Indian wants that. Every Indian.
That is the debate. What are you upset about?
Every Indian, every sportsman in the world wants that.
You should be happy.
Every sportsman in the world. Every Indian. We are very happy.
If it is being resolved,
It should be done.
then on every issue, listen to me, on every issue, Priyanka Kakkar, on every issue, you say trust the SIT, trust the courts, trust the SIT, trust the courts, trust the charge sheet, trust the SIT, trust the courts. In this case, you're saying we will not trust the SIT, we will not trust the courts, we will not trust the charge sheet, we will not trust the internal committee, we will not trust the assurances, we will not trust the accepting of the demands. What do you want? You need to somewhere start telling me what do you want, Priyanka? What is your end game? What is your end game in this? You want to take over the protest? You don't want the wrestlers to have a voice or what, Priyanka?
Ask them what
Priyanka, tell me.
in their toolkit.
They want an anarchy.
Exactly written their
Arnab, we have visited the site only once, protest site only once, when electricity was cut off, when water supply was withdrawn. That is one thing. Secondly, not just this issue, I want with respect to every issue that opposition should not be questioned. I want that the BJP government should answer why it has all these presidents who are accused or known to be involved in sexual assault, sexual cases. Why do they call rapists sanskari balatkaris? I want that they should answer about Orissa train accident. I want them to answer why is Rail Minister
that nobody can question them.
Okay, we're reading.
The opposition is as
I want to
much
speak
under the law of the land as anybody
I want an
else.
answer.
The law of the land is supreme.
I'll answer to them in a single line, Arnab.
The law of the land is supreme. And the issue is going to be resolved.
And Priyanka should give an affidavit stating that the person who has put the complaint, she's a minor, and if tomorrow it comes out to be fake, they are ready to face criminal proceedings against them. Are they ready to give
Whoever
that
the silly
affidavit?
person is, I'm not going to respond to.
His name is Raman Malik.
Whoever the silly person, whoever made this silly comment,
and stop calling her name.
Supreme Court. You should
You
not be
fakester,
allowed
stop
in,
calling her name.
Tea stall in front of the Supreme
You
Court.
fakester,
All your
stop
legal
calling me
licenses should be
name.
cancelled.
And you please give a response to the criminal defamation that you already have notice of.
I'm reading some tweets tonight.
Only someone with higher IQ with me, please.
I'm reading some tweets right now, ladies and gentlemen. Sebastian D'Souza says these people are trying everything to demean Modi, but nothing is working. Okay. Mohit Ram is saying, ignore the haters. We should welcome the initiative of solutions and efforts to keep the cause of our great country on its extraordinary course. Well, you know, I genuinely believe that on this issue it has perhaps, okay, Sheila says opposition will find another issue as the wrestlers issue is taken care of by the government, and Debal Mukherjee says direct negotiation with the government disheartened the politicians and Latins. If the issue is getting resolved now, viewers, I'm going to ask you this, we can debate this, we can make this subject of political controversy, but will it help? Is there an alternative out there? Will it help? Tell me, Sunita Godara. You've seen the debate so far. I started with you. What would you like to say? It seems to me some people don't want this to end.
You have put me to the demand side. My demand is only one. My demand is only one, that this is the time that sports law should be in place. We don't have any redressal system in these sports. Why should our athlete go on the streets? Why should they protest? They should go to their redressal mechanism, which is legal panel, which is Anurag Thakur himself said that it is National Sports Ethics Commission, where all the athletes, all the officials, all sports participants can go and complain, and the judge will take the action.
I've understood. I've understood.
It is.
But I've understood. But Sunita Godara, is that what Rakesh Tikait wants? Is that what Rakesh Tikait wants? Or is Rakesh Tikait only trying to make himself relevant?
I don't know what he wants. See, I I'm not in this dangal. I just want that athletes, the sports person should not be mishandled by police because they are going on the street, they are mishandled by police. They should have their own panel where they can go and complain. And
on that I would agree.
You know, their problem should be resolved.
No, on that I would agree. Raman Malik, let me say here. Raman Malik,
famous for 15 seconds.
you know, people were very angry, and so was I, in the way the wrestlers were dragged. On the day that the parliament was being inaugurated, it was not necessary. It was absolutely high-handed. I'm happy that you're negotiating now and bringing this to an end, but this was not necessary.
So, who forced them?
Who forced them?
Who forced them to breach 144?
But does that mean you needed to drag them in that way? Was there no other way to deal with it? Sabharwal.
No,
Sabharwal.
but the situation was created by the vulture politicians.
Listen, Arnab.
Sabharwal responding. Amitabh, 1 minute. Sabharwal.
Initiative last week. You took the initiative last week for this debate of the wrestling issue.
Does the law of the land say that Olympic medal winners should be dragged in that manner? Does the law of the land specify that?
The law of the land does not say that you breach 144. It's not simple.
No. 1 minute. No. Sabharwal and Priyanka.
Who forced them?
Who forced them, he says?
Who forced them? See that bacha bhi rota tha Sabharwal. They were tired. They were sick. Don't politicalize them. You people have politicalized them. You have taken a grouse with them. They were sportsmen. Please, now ab अच्छा हो गया है. At least God से pray करो. We should implement. The government should give them. Government should implement what they have promised today. Government should implement. We should tell. अरे भाई government should implement now. Government should implement now.
You misuse them. And today, you're feeling sorry.
हमने यूज किया. वो यूज करने वाले लोग हैं. They are वो लोग देश की धरोहर हैं.
अच्छा.
उनकी वैल्यू नहीं पता आपको वो क्या है.
अच्छा.
अगर पता होती तो ये हालत नहीं होती.
आप यूज नहीं कर सकते. जो एक्यूज कर रहे हैं किसी और ने यूज करा वो हो सकता है. Look at the hypocrisy.
आप एक्सप्लॉइट कर रहे हो. You people have done torture to them.
अरे एक्सप्लॉइट आपने करा, उनका मिसयूज आपने करा. You use them, misuse them, and you are now frustrated that they have gone to the government. I want to ask you, why did you not give sane advice to them?
We congratulate wrestlers today.
Well, I mean, if you're saying, Sunita Godara.
There is sexual harassment,
No,
mental
if you're saying who used the wrestlers.
See, why shooting the messenger? The issue is there is harassment. The athletes are treated as guinea pigs in the sports federation.
That is the point. I agree with you on that.
Guinea pigs in sports federation.
I agree very much on that. I personally think the matter should not have dragged for 5 months. The matter should not have dragged for 5 months, is my view.
I agree with you on that, Arnab.
This should have been settled much earlier in a much more sober way. I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to remind you that on the 23rd of June, ladies and gentlemen, in Patna, you're going to have all the major political parties together, and they're going to be talking about how to build an alliance. And my own view on this matter is very clear. There is no point in having a meeting of all the opposition leaders unless they can have a pre-poll alliance. But can they? Or is this going to be just one long photo opportunity? We'll talk about that and debate that when I'm back.
The Amity MBA has been ranked among India's top 10 for the last 6 years in the Times of India B-School survey. Yet another top ranking after being ranked among India's top 10 by Economic Times and Business Today. To apply, visit amity.edu.
What we have essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed, or the line has been cleared or not. There are multiple questions that one will have to answer right now in terms of whether at all there has been some sort of a system failure, whether at all there have been some changes that have been made. But if you've heard it from the officers here who've been handling this, they say that it's almost next to impossible that when there is already a train that is there on one line, changing it and bringing the other train to the same very track is extremely difficult.
How, why and where the accident happened. We are at the tracks. All the bogies that derailed have been cleared here. This is the loop line and this is where the goods train was parked on the other side. And the train which was supposed to pass through the main line went into the loop line, and that's what the railway minister is saying, that the point system was changed. Electronic interlocking, that is the reason why this happened. Criminal activity perhaps for the first time since this has happened. So he goes into details of the point machine and the settings of the point machine that was perhaps changed, and that they're looking into who did it, why they did it, and when it was done. And that's the focus. 128 kilometers per hour. When he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues.
What we have essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed, or the line has been cleared or not. There are multiple questions that one will have to answer right now in terms of whether at all there has been some sort of a system failure, whether at all there have been some changes that have been made. But if you've heard it from the officers here who've been handling this, they say that it's almost next to impossible that when there is already a train that is there on one line, changing it and bringing the other train to the same very track is extremely difficult.
How, why and where the accident happened. We are at the tracks. All the bogies that derailed have been cleared here. This is the loop line and this is where the goods train was parked on the other side. And the train which was supposed to pass through the main line went into the loop line, and that's what the railway minister is saying, that the point system was changed. Electronic interlocking, that is the reason why this happened. Criminal activity perhaps for the first time since this has happened. So he goes into details of the point machine and the settings of the point machine that was perhaps changed, and that they're looking into who did it.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
The opposition parties are set to meet on June the 23rd. At least 12 leaders have confirmed they'll be attending. Meanwhile, Kejriwal is attempting to unite the opposition against the Delhi Ordinance. Will a pre-election alliance be formed? Debate with Arnab at 10 p.m.
The Amity MBA has been ranked among India's top 10 for the last 6 years in the Times of India B-School Survey. Yet another top ranking after being ranked among India's top 10 by Economic Times and Business Today. To apply, visit amity.edu.
How, why and where the accident happened. We are at the tracks. All the bogies that derailed have been cleared here. This is the loop line and this is where the goods train was parked on the other side. And the train which was supposed to pass through the main line went into the loop line, and that's what the railway minister is saying, that the point system was changed. Electronic interlocking, that is the reason why this happened. Criminal activity perhaps for the first time since this has happened. So he goes into details of the point machine and the settings of the point machine that was perhaps changed, and that they're looking into who did it, why they did it, and when it was done. And that's the focus. 128 kilometers per hour. When he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues.
What we have essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed, or the line has been cleared or not. There are multiple questions that one will have to answer right now in terms of whether at all there has been some sort of a system failure, whether at all there have been some changes that have been made. But if you've heard it from the officers here who've been handling this, they say that it's almost next to impossible that when there is already a train that is there on one line, changing it and bringing the other train to the same very track is extremely difficult.
How, why, and where the accident happened. We are at the tracks. All the bogies that derailed have been cleared here. This is the loop line, and this is where the goods train was parked on the other side. And the train which was supposed to pass through the main line went into the loop line, and that's what the railway minister is saying, that the point system was changed. Electronic interlocking, that is the reason why this happened. Criminal activity, perhaps for the first time since this has happened. So he goes into details of the point machine and the settings of the point machine that was perhaps changed, and that they're looking into who did it, why they did it, and when it was done. And that's the focus. 128 kilometers per hour. When he gets a green signal, he continues to maintain that train at 128 kilometers per hour. But you see how these two lines meet. The loop line meets at that intersection. So instead of coming straight, the signal was green, but the system interlocking went wrong, which means at 138 kilometers per hour, instead of coming straight, he was diverted to that line in which there was already a goods train with iron ore. The focus of that investigation is right now where I am, and that's the station master's room, there where the investigation continues.
What we have essentially tried to do here is get you a sense of how this entire system basically operates, right from this particular machine that we showed you with regards to whether the train is online, the line has been closed, or the line has been cleared or not.
For the last 6 years, Republic TV has been the #1 channel on TV. On television, day after day, night after night, you, the viewer, have been coming back to us for our investigative reports, our reportage from different parts of the country and the world, our opinions on TV that make us #1. And through our struggles and through everything that we've done to be the #1 channel on TV, it's now time for digital. Republic on digital this July.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University and Kitply, co-powered by IIHM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time for the nation's sharpest opinion. Now, a meeting of opposition parties that was supposed to happen now and then and soon. Then the date was put for 12th of June. It's now happening, I'm told, on the 23rd of June. That's around the time the Prime Minister will be on his US trip. And meanwhile, preparing for 2024, you're going to have a lot of people on one stage. You're going to have Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Mamata Banerjee, MK Stalin, Akhilesh Yadav, Hemant Soren, Arvind Kejriwal, Sitaram Yechuri, and then of course, recently out of national politics, D. Raja, heading the CPI, completely irrelevant, and Dipankar Bhattacharya of the CPI ML. The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, is this. And that's what matters, doesn't it? The bottom line. You can keep stretching this and that, headline, so-and-so met this, so-and-so met that. All the excitement is okay, but at the end of the day, can they have a pre-election alliance or not? Let's cut the chase. If they can't, this is without any political use. By which I mean, can Mamata Banerjee and the left and the Congress agree to fight the elections together in Bengal? That's the bottom line. Further, can the Aam Aadmi Party, can Kejriwal and the Congress fight Narendra Modi together in Delhi? That's the bottom line. Further, and most importantly, can the Congress and the Samajwadi Party come together and fight Narendra Modi and Yogi Adityanath together in Uttar Pradesh? That's the bottom line. If that happens, we are going to have a very exciting general election. Let me tell you, that will be really close. Because fact is that if more than 50% of the vote comes together on one side against the BJP is going to have a really tough fight on its hands. But I think that's very difficult. And people ask me why. Why are you not an optimist? Don't you want a strong opposition? I keep telling them, no, if there's anyone who wants a strong opposition, it's me. I want a strong opposition. I want the excitement back in the national election. I don't want it to be one-sided. But then I point out to two contrary facts. Fact number one, secularism isn't a card anymore. And I'm so happy for that. You can't come together and say, oh, we are here to save secularism. Have you noticed, by the way, viewers, that nowadays even the so-called secular parties don't pull the secular card? And that's because they all know they've been exposed for secularism. And they actually pseudo-secular, so they say now, let's believe in pluralism, let's believe in diversity, but they don't use the word secularism anymore. The second reason I don't think this can happen is because in Maharashtra there's been a case recently where there is one Lok Sabha by-election coming up, I think. And on that issue, the Congress and the NCP are at loggerheads, and even Uddhav Thackeray's party has raised its hand saying, we also want to give a shot. So I'm saying if you can't decide on one Lok Sabha by-election in Maharashtra among three MVA parties, how are you going to have a pre-election alliance for 545 constituencies nationally? It's not going to happen. If it happens, we are going to have a terribly exciting election. Anyway, elections are exciting. I always say this is more exciting than the IPL or any sports tournament. 1 year long run up to the national elections. Going to be very exciting, but there's one thing about Narendra Modi. When it's Modi versus all, usually Modi wins. So one person would be getting excited at the thought of everyone coming together against him would be Narendra Modi. But the BJP political managers will be watching for just one thing. Can they have a pre-election alliance? That's all, ladies and gentlemen, that matters. Nothing else fundamentally matters at all. You can get everybody to join. The other point which I want to make is this, and I know I'm making a long point. Don't get excited about who's at the meeting. Who's not at the meeting? KCR is not at the meeting. TDP is not at the meeting. YSRCP is not at the meeting. BJD is not at the meeting. Mayawati is not at the meeting. Shiromani Akali Dal is not at the meeting. These are fundamentals. But the fundamental also is that if the opposition parties manage to get BJD, BRS, TDP on board, then the vote share of such a unified alliance could be over 44%. That will make things very, very competitive for the BJP. But can they work together? Can the left and the Congress work together in Kerala? I don't think so. I think it's inconceivable. But you never know, you see. This time, it's a fight for survival. If they lose 2024, then it's political survival at risk. So they may as well do that. But can the SP and the Congress unite in UP? Can the Congress and the TMC and the left unite in West Bengal? I have my doubts, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to watch this very closely here on Republic. So, let's debate.
The opposition is all set to meet on June 23rd. पटना में विपक्षी दलों की बैठक होगी जिसमें सभी दलों की सहमति प्राप्त हो गई है। कांग्रेस पार्टी से श्री मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी जो कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष हैं और श्री राहुल गांधी जी ने सहमति दी है उसमें आने के लिए। पश्चिम बंगाल की माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमती ममता बनर्जी जी ने उसमें सहमति दी है।
Is the opposition unity still a pipe dream? The meeting that was scheduled to take place on the 12th now gets postponed till the 23rd. We are given to understand that leaders like Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, Akhilesh Yadav, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, all are going to be coming. But who's not coming? KCR not coming. Naveen Patnaik not coming. Jagan Mohan Reddy not coming. So what does this mean for the big dream of opposition unity?
In Uttar Pradesh, Kejriwal is trying to gain support of Akhilesh Yadav.
राज्यसभा के अंदर अगर इनका अध्यादेश बिल नहीं बन पाता और हार जाता है, पूरे देश में बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग मैसेज जाएगा कि मोदी सरकार दोबारा नहीं आ रही है। मेरी अभी इसमें काफ़ी विस्तार से चर्चा हुई माननीय अखिलेश जी से और मैं तहे दिल से उनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ दिल्ली के लोगों की तरफ से।
The Delhi ordinance has become a fulcrum for a short-term alliance.
इस ऑर्डिनेंस की जो सोच है वो एंटी डेमोक्रेटिक है। मैं आपको भरोसा दिलाता हूं कि समाजवादी पार्टी का पूरा साथ आपके साथ है।
Meanwhile, outreach from Kashmir to Karnataka is underway.
I'm sure these meetings will be important because it will unite the opposition together for the election in 2024.
But will they actually solidify a pre-poll alliance?
देखिएगा ये सब मैं फिर बोल रहा हूँ कि ये सपने देखने के बराबर है कि हम एक हो जाएंगे तो ये हो जाएगा, एक किस प्रकार से हो जाएंगे। दिल्ली में कांग्रेस क्या आपका समर्थन दे रही है क्या? कौन आपको समर्थन दे रहा है?
Will they all unite to take on Prime Minister Modi?
देश देख रहा है एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़ रहा है, एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़ रहा है।
Let's debate.
So I'd like to congratulate Mohammad Tausif Rahman and Priyanka Kakkar, who is the chief spokesperson of AAP, TMC spokesperson Mohammad Tausif Rahman, spokesperson Abbas Haider of the Samajwadi Party. I'd like to congratulate you ahead of this meeting because there are great expectations of this meeting. Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP and Karan Verma and Rajat Sethi are political analysts joining me this evening. So, Mr. Rahman, are we to presume that this meeting is essentially a search for full-fledged opposition unity? And unity cannot be a slogan, unity cannot be a statement, unity cannot be a hashtag. Unity has to be a reality. And therefore, will this unity extend to an alliance between the parties who will be meeting here, namely the left and the Congress and the TMC, when it comes to the 2024 elections in Bengal?
Good evening, Arnab. Arnab, first you have to understand why this unity is so important. Whether this unity is just to win elections and defeat Modi, no, it's not. It's really not. This unity is going to bring a revolution for the people of India, for us and India. And I appreciate when you say that being Arnab Goswami sitting on Republic Channel, you always say that you always need a strong opposition. And I appreciate that. But trust me, we are fighting against the biggest power, whether it's money power, muscle power, atrocious and terrible government in Delhi. Despite this, Bengal has never lost and will never lose. We will always keep our heads high. Trust me, sir. Before you jump in, you have to understand, before you jump in and say whether Congress, TMC will fight together.
In a democracy, opposition has a strong role. But the question is, are you playing that role?
This is TMC.
Where you play the opposition role, you debate in the parliament.
Please understand. This parliament will bring.
Let him complete, Mr. Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal, let him complete.
No. Again, you're talking about parliament. Your new parliament will bring any change? Will bring any changes in the constitution? What you are showing your muscle power with your ED, CBIs, with all those agencies in your pocket. No, this is the problem where we want the unity to happen. This is the problem where we want Congress to go ahead. Why not? Congress should go ahead. It's okay. We don't mind. We want to come together and fight. And you know, Gadbandhan, do you know the meaning of Gadbandhan? The unity? The unity and the Gadbandhan should happen between the people of India, not just the political parties, sir. You and your mentality can only know about the power.
Mr. Rahman, Mr. Rahman, a very long and aggressive intervention by you. Gopal Krishna Agarwal will respond. I'm only placing on record that I have not got an answer to a very simple question on whether you will work together on the ground. You have not got an answer to that.
I'll answer in 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'll answer in 30 seconds.
No, let him answer in 30 seconds.
Give some of the points. My observations on this. Yeah.
Sir, please, I answer in 30 seconds, sir, if you can just wait. Sir, Arnab, in states where Congress has its strength, I think there are around 200 seats. We will give them our support. However, in return, Congress should also give others support. Now, this is the terrible mistake.
But the problem there is, you see, there arises the problem. Mr. Rahman, 1 minute. You see, just one minute. Yes, Mr. Agarwal, I know I'm coming to you. You see, there arises the problem. The approach of the Congress party has been, thank you for your support, but no thanks, because you have no significant support to extend outside Bengal, and hence we cannot help you in Bengal. And the reality is, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary will never agree to give up the little hold that the Congress has remaining in Bengal.
That's your problem. That's not our problem.
But that is the approach. That is why I say that it will be very difficult. That is why you disappoint everyone who's hoping there'll be opposition unity, because in reality it's not going to happen. You're not going to be able
to settle down few things. Arnab, Congress needs to settle a few things. Again, when we talk about Uttar Pradesh, I believe we must give priority to Akhilesh Yadav and Ajit Singh's party.
Well, they want you to be. Okay. I'll let Mr. Agarwal. It's not between you and me, Mr. Agarwal, please.
Yeah, Arnab, I just want to say 2-3 points briefly. One thing is that who doesn't want in a democracy opposition should be strong? We want. But are the opposition playing the role of opposition? They are undermining every institution, democratic institution. They are not participating in the parliament debate. They are outside the India, undermining India at every stage. And I tell you, this is not a Gadbandhan that they are seeking. This is a Thug Bandhan. Opposition wants a Thug Bandhan. All the corrupt, all the family parties, all single persons parties.
No, sir, please, I would like to stop you. So what do you want outside India?
We are not outside India. We belong to India. The anti-corruption crusade of the Prime Minister. This is a Thug Bandhan that they are seeking. This is not a Gadbandhan they are seeking.
Sir, I don't know what are you talking about. Outside India.
No, you are passing. 1 minute, Mr. Agarwal, you are passing a qualitative judgment on the opposition. You are saying they are not a Gadbandhan, they are a Thug Bandhan, we are Netas, they are Thugs. All that is okay. But I want to tell you, there is mathematics here in this. Maybe the opposition
Mr.
Agarwal, 1 minute. Karan, wait. You're 1 minute, Mr. Agarwal, can I just make this debate a little more refined? In 2019, UPA got 26.4% vote share. If I put together TMC, JDU, Uddhav Thackeray and SP, they had 10.3% vote share, which means together they had 36.7% vote share. BJP had 38.5% vote share. Now, if either BJD, BRS, TDP or Mayawati, if they join the unity wagon, then the vote share of the combined alliance can go above 40%. Right? Now, if the AAP comes with it, then the AAP gets 0.1% vote share. You realize overall what happens out here is that nationally, the combined opposition vote share can be more than that of the BJP. I am saying nationally, right? So technically it is possible, but the reality is it is not possible. Technically, it can happen. Realistically, I'll tell you, the sad part for you, Priyanka and Abbas, is you want it, but you can't have it. Because you can't work together with the Congress in Delhi. If you work together with the Congress in Delhi, then you're finished in Delhi and nationally. So you can't even get together to defeat an ordinance. So I don't think that this opposition get-together will be more than a photo opportunity. This is my absolute conviction.
Let
Priyanka respond first, then Abbas, then we'll try to understand where they stand.
Let me first correct one thing. Your presenter began with who all are not coming. SAD is not coming, of course. Shiromani Akali Dal will not come. They were with allies with the BJP, and they will be definitely allying with the BJP for the 2024 Lok Sabha in Punjab. One is that. Secondly, when it comes to the issues are now much larger, and I would think that there's a performance of past 10 years that people have seen what BJP has promised and what they have delivered. That is one. Then also there are, BJP government has constantly tried to attack the federal structure by running a parallel government through the governors, whether it is, they're actually running a parallel government in states they could not win, whether it is in Tamil Nadu, where it is T.N. Ravi versus Stalin, whether it is Arif Muhammad Khan versus Pinarayi Vijayan, whether it is
Priyanka, a question. Priyanka,
Punjab,
a small counter.
Whether it is
counter. I like the principal stand that you have, that you are for strengthening state governments and against the misuse of central powers by the central government against state governments. And therefore, my question to you is that the reason you are joining hands with a party that has dismissed the most number of state governments using Article 356?
93.
Currently, see, there are multiple issues with this dictatorial government. If you've not seen, I was on your show previously that they are protecting people who are accused of sexual offences. There's mayhem throughout. Whether it is law and order, I'm telling you, let me please finish. Whether it is law and order, whether it is Manipur burning, whether it is Orissa train tragedy, whether it is the flyovers falling, pools falling, whatever is inaugurated going down the drain. So there's a multiplicity of issues. You can't even investigate a charge of corruption against this government. You can't. The investigation agencies are under them.
I have one more question for you, Priyanka. Priyanka, one question for you. One question for you.
The misuse of agencies has been much higher under this government.
One question for you.
Not a word from them when the bridge fell down in Bihar. Not a word from them. Just so it doesn't hurt their.
Please don't interrupt when I'm speaking. I'm taking the question from Anna.
No, I'm just exposing your hypocrisy.
People you have on your show.
No, you are a hypocrite. That's what you are. Not a word on the bridge that fell down in Bihar.
PM sir was standing there. पता नहीं है आपको? उन्होंने प्रचार किया था. आपको पता नहीं है? आपको पता नहीं सेंट्रल फंड से गया पैसा? आप थोड़ा टेक्निकली ज़्यादा पढ़ के आए. Arna, please go ahead with your question.
My question was, my follow-up question was this. Thank you. 1 minute. You see, I am a great believer. I am a great believer.
I want to please make a point.
1 minute, please. Just 1 minute, please, if you may. Let me tell you, I have had both the
BJP or the other opposition parties.
You see, Priyanka, if I may, I have had both the what would I say, the great fortune and the misfortune of being a reporter for 10 years in Delhi before I became an editor operating out of Mumbai. And the fortune was that I started out as a reporter in a heated political situation. The misfortune was that I was witness to some of the most calamitous and disastrous politics, which had a terrible impact on governance, and which was a free-for-all in terms of the nonsense that happens with the coalition Raj. My question is, since you said, Priyanka, that the issues are far greater, and you are the chief national spokesperson of your party in a significant position, people will ask you, have issues changed so much that Arvind Kejriwal, who came to politics saying that he will expose the Swiss bank accounts of Sharad Pawar, will 5 years later be confabulating with Sharad Pawar on how to form a government in Delhi? is that issue not relevant anymore? Priyanka, where do you stand on that issue? Your central issue was when Kejriwal came into politics, he said, I am in politics because I must expose the alleged Swiss bank accounts of Sharad Pawar. Now, when he sits there sandwiched between Lalu Prasad and Sharad Pawar, what would his response be to that situation? Are you saying that doesn't matter?
Like I said, like you admit also, Arnab, that the issues have now become much graver. It is about saving democracy. Nobody can deny that unless they're living under a rock.
Saving democracy.
Nobody can deny it. That the constitution is always under attack. Nobody can deny it. No, nobody can deny it that Delhi government had complete powers after a fight of 8 long years, and then this Besharam government brought an illegal, unconstitutional ordinance to usurp our powers.
No, but is the ordinance on the cards?
They tried to postpone.
Okay, Tausif was also on the debate right now.
I can't talk with
Rajat
and Professor Mahapatra is put in prison for 11 years.
Very big question.
Time you don't think
India wants to know why do we want to fight against BJP? You need to listen to that because you get callers from all over India, and which is very true. Your callers, your viewers must listen. Why BJP? Why we need to fight against BJP? Now, if you just give me like 30 to 40 seconds, I'll complete.
This is your imagination that this is question number 1 before the public of this country. That is not even true. That is not. That's your imagination. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Is to defeat Modi. There is no ideological issue. There is no secularism issue. There is no corruption issue.
I am not even getting into the issue of whether there is an issue. 1 minute, Mr. Agarwal. My question. Let's not jump the gun. Just 1 minute. 2 people haven't spoken. I'm getting them in, and then we'll do that. Abbas, 1 minute. Just Abbas and Rajat have not spoken. Okay, let us assume you need to come together.
I'm also here to speak, Arnab.
Yeah, I just come to you in a minute. We have time, Karan. Let's assume here that there is a need for you to come together, if for nothing else to make the election more exciting. Abbas. But can you and Congress conceivably come together? Or can you and Mayawati and Congress come together? Or can you and Mayawati and Congress and Kejriwal come together? Can that happen, Abbas?
Well, Arnab, 5 years back.
Of course.
Abbas first, Rajat, Abbas first, please.
It's my turn. Let me speak. Let me speak. Please have some patience. See, I believe that all the opposition parties are working on a formula and they are definitely going to come together. So you don't need to worry about that, because it is not about personal interest of any political party. It is about the interest of the nation. See, Bharatiya Janata Party and its government has continuously trying to target the democratic structure of the country, the federalist structure of our country, and we, all the opposition party, are going to come together. We'll ask that where are 20 crore jobs which they have promised? Where is the black money which we are supposed to get from Swiss banks? Where are when Indian money in the Swiss banks has increased in past 9 years, it is the highest level. What would be the answer of Bharatiya Janata Party? There are 91 million people in this country who don't have basic water supplies. BJP has promised to give pakka makan to every citizen by the end of 2022. Where are those pakka makan?
This is a debate. This is not a politician giving a rant.
Want to know about
you
this.
have called us to have a constructive debate here.
As far
the problem
as
Abbas, please answer. Abbas, 1 minute. Rajat, let me try once more with him, then I'll come to you. 1 minute. Okay, you have a counter to Abbas? Okay, Rajat is countering Abbas. Yeah.
I will give one suggestion to Abbas. Abbas, 5 years back, this whole tape has been repeated. 5 years back, we were having exactly same conversation. You went in, you tried, you experimented with BSP, we all saw the results. See, what you are doing as a mistake, strategic mistake is...
Just in Uttar Pradesh,
The problem is that you committed a mistake.
Do you know that? And
sir, you are
let me tell
repeating a mistake. What you are
largest
repeating
chunk
is
of
that
seats
essentially you are
from
trying to make it a
Uttar Pradesh,
leadership
BJP
issue.
seat. And we
You
are going to target those seats. And I'm
you
going
are
to tell
trying
you
to
that
draw
BJP
in
will
this
be
battle
in
that
the
everybody
Uttar
is
Pradesh in
uniting against
2024.
Modi and it becomes a leadership issue and Modi will again win. It's a simple thing. Why don't you understand?
Yeah, we are
Your
talking
issues
about
should have
38% of BJP vote share, what they have got in 2019. But let me tell you, from 2019 till 2022 and 23, BJP has lost
just hear me out, Abbas. I'm trying to give you some strategic inputs here.
Alliance of Bharatiya Janata Party have left BJP in past 9 years.
Ideally, Akhilesh
Even the
be
allies
gathering
of
all the
BJP
opposition
know this,
people.
that
Not
BJP is a
Kumar.
sinking
Sir,
ship.
I'm giving you a suggestion. Please hear, have patience. Sir, Akhilesh ji should be doing this opposition unity. Nitish Kumar is at number 3 in the state of Bihar. He cannot control his state.
Why are you defending
How will he
BJP
defeat
for no
such
reason?
a party like the BJP? It is inconceivable.
Rajat, let me explain. Rajat, let me explain. I am not having an ideological debate tonight. One minute. Rajat, 1 minute. Abbas. See, I am making it clear. I am not having an ideological debate tonight. I am having a debate which is more about chemistry and mathematics. Bengal, for example, let's go about it simply. Karan, I know you haven't spoken.
Yeah.
Bengal is last time because the BJP did remarkably well. I think it got 17 or 18 seats, Mohammed.
Right.
About 17 or 18 seats. Now you got a fright. There's no doubt on that. You were surprised. You were shocked. How did the BJP do so well in Bengal? We had a stranglehold in Bengal. Because when the left used to, you agree with me. So when the left used to do well in Bengal, it used to get 35 to 40 seats. And you got a fright last time and you were very unhappy that the BJP did so well. Now, mathematically, you did well in vote share. You got 43.7% vote share. Congress got 5.7% vote share. Your vote share was spread out. BJP vote share was focused. With a focused vote share, the winnability factor is greater. They are going to go all out in Bengal this time. Congress has 5.7% vote share. If Congress and TMC, I'm not even saying left, if Congress and TMC come together, you almost get about 50% vote share. Then BJP will be badly defeated in Bengal. This is the reality. But Karan,
they could not. Congress could not even retain the one MLA they had won. TMC snatched.
Okay. Karan, who goes first? Karan or Mohammed Tausif? One of you. You're both feisty. Which of you goes first? Okay, Tausif goes first. No, Karan goes first. Tausif, he hasn't spoken. So Karan goes first, then you respond. Okay.
Please. You know, Arnab, my good friend from TMC, he was talking rich about opposition unity coming together. इन्होंने एक एमएलए नहीं छोड़ा कांग्रेस का. सागर दिघी में बेचारे जीते एक एमएलए, उसको ले लिया. Try explaining this to Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Mr. Jairam Ramesh was shocked. He said, we had just one MLA. उसको भी ले गए ये लोग टीएमसी में. अब ये क्या गठबंधन बना
सर, मध्य प्रदेश राजस्थान में
are going to come together. I mean, it's a joke. On what MLA? Congress barely won one MLA.
No, point is, Tausif, 1 minute. You must admit that Karan has made a good point. Just 1 minute. I'm going to Tausif. Karan, 1 minute, Karan, I'm anchoring this now. All right. Tausif, let me give the background because people may not understand the background of what Karan was talking about. You see, there is an assembly seat, ladies and gentlemen, in West Bengal called Shagor Dighi. 1 minute. There's an assembly seat in West Bengal called Shagor Dighi. Shagor Dighi, Mamata Banerjee got a shock because Shagor Dighi was won by a Congress person and 3 months, Byron Biswas. 3 months after he won, he has joined the Trinamool Congress. Right? Now, when, 1 minute, this is very important because the Muslim vote in that constituency is significant. The Muslim vote had moved to the Congress. So, in order to get the Muslim vote back, they needed to get this candidate back. And one small point.
And Byron Biswas felt comfortable to work with Arnab.
Whatever may be. This is the problem. The point is, both the Trinamool and the Congress are fighting for the Muslim vote in Bengal. How will you work together?
Abhishek Banerjee having a magic in Bengal. So Byron Biswas felt very comfortable talking with Abhishek Banerjee, and he was not happy with Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary.
One minute.
I think it was so similar from Rahul Gandhi.
Before Rahul Gandhi joined,
would have been
Mamata Banerjee was on record saying that they are all together. Congress, BJP, left are together. She said,
Sir,
I'm never
this is
going
the
to tie up
problem
with
when we call
Congress.
it Modi magic, we call it Abhishek Banerjee's magic.
Business. I mean, look at your hypocrisy.
Byron Biswas
Did a
felt
complete
comfortable
360.
talking to Abhishek Banerjee, and he said, I would want to join. Abhishek
another
Banerjee
thing
never
that my
offered Byron
friend from
Biswas.
TMC
No, you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. I go to that issue, and I want to go back to Priyanka and Gopal Krishna Agarwal. Just 1 minute, 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 just 1 minute. The NDA, Priyanka, when it does these alliances, it does so on the basis of open alliances or friendly contests. Right? And open alliance and friendly contest means the alliance has to be more than a debate in some op-ed newspapers. The alliance has to be effective on the ground. So what I think they will do is, for example, with Naveen Patnaik, they'll have friendly contests with an understanding with Naveen Patnaik that we'll work together. Same with Shiromani Akali Dal, same with maybe YSRCP or Chandrababu Naidu, in Andhra. Now let me take the case of Uttar Pradesh. Maybe you have a very limited vote share. But can you and Samajwadi Party and Congress come together in UP? Because if you don't, and if the BJP gets 70 plus in UP, they will win the national election. So the only way to stop the BJP bandwagon nationally is if everybody comes together in UP. But can that be possible? Do you see that happening?
See, Arnab, there are again two factors to it. Since you mentioned NDA, there are several of its allies who have now left. I mean, not left them. BJP has this policy of use and throw. And the most prime example we saw was in Meghalaya very recently. They had to go back on their word. So what I'm saying is, even in UP today, for example, BJP, there's a projection that it is मैं अकेला हूँ, मेरे साथ कोई नहीं है. But even in Uttar Pradesh, there is the Nishad party and the Apna Dal with BJP. So also, very recently in the municipal elections, although I'm not comparing it with Lok Sabha, but just to mention that we scored more than Congress. We got about, sorry, there is interruption. There's too much problem with my audio today. I request that nobody interrupts, please.
Mr. Agarwal, let her complete, please.
So in Uttar Pradesh as well, this time in the municipal elections, we made a good entry. We have about 17 chairmen we won, and there are sabhasads and there are the councillors as well, and we did better than Congress. So there is a lot of permutation and combination, and I think it will be too soon to speak on these issues, because first, primarily, we all have to agree that this government is a danger to the country now, that we need a prime minister who has a good knowledge of scientific, he has a good scientific mind, he has scientific temperament, he knows about economy. The 81 crore people are not feeding off government ration. The situation is such now, if you earn 25,000 a month, you are in the top 10%. So these are very grave signs for our economy. These are very grave signs for the country. In any department, whether it is security from the outside, this government has been a complete failure. And the only objective of this government has been to usurp power by hook or crook. And I can go on enlisting several examples, but you know them. You know them all. So I think the primary agenda, this is the first step. This is a meeting. Let this happen. The semi-final, like we said, will be if the ordinance is put to vote in the Rajya Sabha, that will be considered the semi-final. And then perhaps we can talk about the issues that you want to talk about.
Sure.
Today.
I'd like Mr. Agarwal to make a point, and then I'll wrap with one final point from my side. Yes, Mr. Agarwal.
Arnab, there are 2-3 important things. The elections are not just simple mathematics that you add 2 plus 2 and those vote share what they had. If that was the thing, earlier SP and BSP fighting together, or Congress and SP fighting together in Uttar Pradesh, would have been better result. That was not there. Second thing is, when everybody is preparing for election, what BJP is preparing for? we are preparing for 50 plus vote share. And the third point that I would like to mention is that the people of the country have seen coalition government's failure. India needs a strong government, strong leadership, a strong party, nationalist
I want to make a comment on that. Mr. Agarwal, I want to make a comment on that. I want to make a comment on that. I want to make a comment on that.
You are deciding your own self कि जनता किसको वोट देने वाली है. आपने कंफर्म कर दिया. फेलियर होने के बाद भी आपने कंफर्म कर दिया. मतलब आप don't believe in preamble. After voting a new parliament, you want to make a new preamble book of preamble. What a rubbish thing that perhaps sitting on national television. Have some kind of common sense.
You fight elections with promises. You are fighting elections with promises, which are false.
I want to make 3 points if I may. Can I make 3 points at the end? It may be useful contribution to the debate. No,
you're making no sense.
No, Mr. Rahman, can I just make 3 comments from my experience at the end? First point I want to make is, and this, Mr. Agarwal, you should be conscious of, you must know that India is a young country with a young demography and a young electorate, and many of our young voters have no memory of the chaos during the coalition governments of the late 90s. Many were not even born. Many were not even born, so they don't have any memory of that. Second, many of the younger voters would also not know anything about the way in which the Congress imposed the emergency or dismissed 93 state governments, because they were not even born there when Indira Gandhi went amok. So they don't understand why we are cynical of the Congress claims to save democracy. We are, because we have the background and the experience. Many young voters are not aware. Having said that, I think Priyanka, Abbas and Mohammad Tausif, I'll tell you one thing. See, both Karnataka and Himachal, BJP lost. But in both states, their vote share was unchanged. 36% in Karnataka and 43% in Himachal in a state election with anti-incumbency. Which means the basic, what you call the base vote of the BJP is very strong and loyal even in the most difficult of times. Which means you have to have a pre-election coalition. If you don't, then with the Modi factor and Lok Sabha election...
the center and the state election issues are quite different.
Why
we have a leadership.
Political parties It's not going to happen. This is not going to happen. Congress needs to. This is the problem. Congress needs to understand
the
that
Congress needs to be flexible, is what Tausif said. And you're right. It really, the ball is in the Congress court. I agree with you on that.
It's not easy for Congress. That Congress will go ahead.
I agree. And for the Congress to say we are the superior party approach may not work in Patna. And ladies and gentlemen, closing that with a big thank you. There have been clashes in Kolhapur in Maharashtra. The situation is under control now. But the root of the protests was the alleged glorification of Aurangzeb. Why is there an Aurangzeb League hailing the bigot? Let's debate.
After some elements lavished praises on Aurangzeb and circulated social media messages, a counter-protest was held in Kolhapur's Chhatrapati Shivaji Chowk. And soon, violence ensued.
कुछ मिसक्रिएंट्स थे, उन्होंने स्टोन पेल्टिंग की, तो अकॉर्डिंगली उसके ऊपर भी एक ऑफिस रजिस्टर हुआ है लक्ष्मीपुरी पुलिस स्टेशन में. सम ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आज उन्होंने कोल्हापुर बंद का आह्वान किया था और वो एक जगह पे इकट्ठा हुए थे, तो उनके अगेंस्ट भी अब लीगल एक्शन हमने इनिशिएट की है. मॉब डिस्पर्स हो चुका है, हर जगह पे बंदोबस्त डिप्लॉयड है, सिचुएशन अंडर कंट्रोल.
A probe is on.
कायदा सुव्यवस्था राखण्याची जबाबदारी तशी सरकारची आहे आणि कुणी कायदा हातात घेऊ नये आणि कायदा हातात घेणाऱ्याला पाठीशी घातलं जाणार नाही, याच्यावर कारवाई केली जाईल, हेही या ठिकाणी सांगतो.
And the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra had a very firm message.
सवाल ये उठता है कि अचानक इतने औरंगजेब के औलादे कहाँ से पैदा हुई, इसके पीछे कौन है, इसका असली मालिक कौन है, ये भी हम ढूंढ के निकालेंगे कौन जानबूझकर महाराष्ट्र में कानून व्यवस्था खराब हो और महाराष्ट्र का नाम खराब हो ये करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, ये भी हम ढूंढ के निकालेंगे।
The fact of the matter is that Aurangzeb was a communal bigot. He imposed jizya tax, executed Guru Tegh Bahadur, destroyed temples, and even stopped the Shia festival of Muharram. There is no room to heroize and glamorize Aurangzeb. The Aurangzeb League should snap out of it. Let's debate.
Atikur Rahman and Kishore Tiwari. Kishore Tiwari is from the Uddhav faction, and Krishna Hegde of the Shiv Sena and Vishwas Pathak of the chief spokesperson of the Maharashtra BJP are with us.
BJP.
Yeah, of the BJP. Yeah. Mr. Pathak, this cannot be just accidental. It appears quite well planned. An attempt to put Aurangzeb posters, put up the portraits of Aurangzeb, make him some kind of a hero, make him part of a procession, take the pictures, make them viral. What's the intent?
So not only this, 2 months back, there was leader Banti Patil from Congress, who used to be earlier former minister also, and also Mr. Jitendra Awad. They anticipated, rather they informed to the state that within 2 months there will be huge amount of riots all across the state. Whether it was Sambhajinagar, Ahmednagar, Nasik and now Kolhapur. It is a well-planned strategy. Whenever BJP-led government or especially Mr. Devendra Fadnavis comes in power, these people will try to destabilize. These people will always try to destabilize this government because this government since last 9 months has been working very hard for.
If there is evidence, action should be taken.
Tiwari ji, let him speak. Don't disturb in the middle. You have
Mr. Tiwari, let him complete.
Every time you want to talk in the middle.
Home Minister, DCM, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has already informed, rather made decision that there will be inquiry and nobody will be spared. An inquiry will be from 2 months back, who made what statement and what was the intention. See, for last 9 months, this government under the leadership of Mr. Eknath Shinde has been doing extremely well. They brought this Maharashtra back to the path of growth, be it metro railway, be it coastal railway, coastal roads, be it international airport, everything.
No connection with the
and because they have no chance in future, they are trying to destabilize this government.
Why are you trying to underplay it, Mr. Tiwari? You're not comfortable. Why are you underplaying it, Mr. Tiwari?
2.5 years.
Is this your new pseudo-secular approach?
We are discussing Kolhapur.
Mr. Tiwari's party, Mr. Tiwari's party went with the MIM and asked for a Rajya Sabha vote. They are the people who are creating the mischief here.
There are riots after riots.
The MIM people have been arrested.
What happened to
Mr. Tiwari? You have gone and taken
Why Sadhu Banks?
the Rajya Sabha vote.
Why Hindu monks were killed during daylight?
This is a poor, intelligent failure
honest,
of the
or this
government of
Maharashtra.
They cannot. We are against the glorification of
Aurangzeb. You had Mr. Tiwari, MV regime. Your Home Minister,
one thing I want to ask,
Nawab Malik is in
who is
jail.
responsible for this Aurangzeb Aulad?
Mr. Tiwari,
who is responsible for Aurangzeb Aulad? You tell me.
You are responsible.
Tell me.
Shiv Sena is responsible, NCP is responsible, Congress is responsible.
Of Aurangzeb Aulad.
Why OSC was brought?
Then tell me who is responsible.
Why OSC was there to
is
pay
a BJP
tribute
or a
to
BJP
Aurangzeb
team B?
Sambhajinagar.
Or no, is a BJP or a BJP
what
team
MV has
B?
done?
Who is doing all these things? You are saying
why Aurangzeb has to be glorified?
And, okay, may I ask you, Mr. Tiwari,
we are against
Krishna Hegde.
If they have done it,
Krishna Hegde,
put him behind the bar.
Mr.
If they have done it,
Kishore,
put him there behind the bar.
Kishore Tiwari, kindly. I think, Mr. Hegde, it is very important for all political parties to make their position clear on Aurangzeb, since it has become an issue. I personally believe Aurangzeb was a bigot. He was a fanatic, right? He ordered the execution of Guru Tegh Bahadur.
We also believe.
Right?
We also believe.
Yeah. He destroyed the Mathura temple. He wanted all temples to be demolished. He stopped Hindus from constructing new temples. He imposed a jizya tax. He did not allow Hindu festivals. He killed Shambhaji brutally. And I don't understand why you being from the Uddhav Sena are not taking a position on Aurangzeb.
No,